Alright, so we're going to add some IK handles to this character here. Now we are going to have an issue where, because this joint here in the middle, and the other joints for that matter, but this joint here is not zeroed out in the rotation, when you add an IK handle, it takes the center bones, and if they're not zeroed out, it'll zero them out, and then we'll get a look like that, and it won't look very good. So I'll just show you what happens when we apply it. Skeleton, create IK handle options, sticky is enabled, and we can start with the shoulder, which is up here, and I'm going to hold control. This is upper arm. I'm going to hold control, grab the hand. You can see it pops out straight, and that's an issue, and that's all because of this zero. It needs to be zero. Okay, so I'll show you how to fix this. Before we do that, I just want to make sure that this skin is in its bind pose, right? So to double check that, I'm going to grab the mesh. I'm going to grab it right here, actually, not the mesh right here. I'm going to actually grab the whole group, and I'm going to go to skin, go to bind pose. Okay. Now, if you saw a pop, the solution to that would be to take your groups. So you would take your group here, and you'd hold V down and snap it over, and then if your translate is at 0, or if you have values in here, you would right click, freeze translate, right? And then you would do that for everything that moved. So if your arm moved, you would do that for this group here, you would do it for the other group, you would do it for the shoulder. So again, you would freeze translate. For the shoulder, you just make sure the center is back to the shoulder, and same with this side. And then finally with the clavicle as well. Now the clavicle, I moved this over, so I held D and V and I snapped it to the clavicle bone right here. And I did that for both sides as well. Okay, so that takes care of that issue, but we still have the whole issue where, you know, if we add that IK handle, it pops the arm out of place. So now we got to fix that. Alright, so what we want to do first is grab the, we can grab anything really. We're going to duplicate this entire thing. So I'm going to grab the mannequin, and I'm going to go edit, duplicate special, and I'm going to turn on duplicate input graph. You know, here's the default, here's duplicate input graph. And then on the copy, I'm just going to temporarily hide that. Okay, we're going to later take the skin of this and paste it onto our original. Okay, so now that we have that, we can take off the skin of this character. Okay, so with him selected, I'm going to go to skin, unbind skin. So there's the skin gone, so now when I move the bones, nothing happens. And now I want to go ahead and freeze the rotation here. So I'm going to start with these upper arms. You could probably just do it with the elbows actually, so let's just do it to the elbows. I'm going to go to modify, freeze transformations, options. And really all we need is rotation. So I'm going to apply that. Oh, and it's saying I still have skin attached, so that means it didn't come off properly. I'm going to grab the whole group this time. Skin, unbind skin. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Okay, so let's try that again. I'm going to grab the elbow, modify, freeze transformation options, rotate, and there we go. So that zeroed it out. This is only necessarily in this case to be for the elbow. There, zeroed that one out too. So now when we add the IK handle, so I'm going to go into skeleton, create IK handle options, rotate plane, so it rotates the bones to match where the plane IK solver is, and then sticky is enabled. And for this side, I'm going to click on the left on the upper arm, then I'm going to hold control and click on the hand, and that created our IK handle. See how it didn't pop that time? It's pretty nice. So I'm going to do the same to the other side. Hover over the outliner, press F. There they are. I'm going to go skeleton, create IK handle. I'm going to start with the upper arm, hold control, click on the hand. And that's how it's done. Now, the only issue now is that, you know, we don't have a bound skin. So let's go ahead and bind the skin back on here. It's pretty easy to do. All you need to do is grab the root, hold shift, then grab the mesh. And in this case, I'm going to grab the group. So grab the root first, hold control, and grab the entire group. Now I'm going to go to skin, bind skin options. First, I'm going to turn on joint hierarchy. I'm going to keep that on so it just goes through the hierarchy of the entire stack here. And I want to switch this to geodesic voxel. It basically means it voxelates the character, and areas of high density have more resolution. The skinning method, classic linear, especially with fingers, looks kind of like a wet noodle. So dual quaternion actually maintains volume a lot better, so we want to maintain that volume, especially in small areas like the fingers. Normalize weight on interactive, so we can change it live. Weight distribution. Distance basically means if I'm rotating this bone, it'll probably grab some influence from the finger here. When we set this to neighbors, it's going to look up the hierarchy first before going down. So if you rotate here, it'll probably affect part of this before anything else. So neighbors is definitely the way to go. We do want to allow multiple bind poses, so we can put other things in here. I'm going to put 4 as the max influence. Make sure to turn off remove unused influences. That's so when we're weight painting, if there's no value on a joint, it keeps it in the list. And the resolution, I'm going to go to 512. And I'm just going to apply this to the base here. So again, let's grab the joints, hold shift, grab the mesh, and apply. Okay, great. So now, when we rotate these, the only downside is that now our IK handles for the root of the mannequin rig is broken, right? Because it's now got influence, whereas before it didn't. Okay, so if I grab that IK handle and I move it, see it breaks the hand. So that's where this copy comes in. So what we could do is I'm going to scroll down. Actually, I'm gonna just minimize these so you can see a little better. Now I'm going to go to the copy we had, and I'm going to select that copy, and this contains the weighting information from this root. Right, so I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to hold shift and grab the original mesh, that's this up here, and we're copying the weight value from here onto the original. So I'm going to go to skin, copy skin weights options. And sort of the settings I like to use is raycast and 1:1. Just gives you a good ratio. So with all that, I'm going to hit copy. And now, we rotate it. It has pretty nice weighting. Okay, so with all that, I can delete the copied mannequin that we had. And let's name our IK handles at this point too. So L hand, IK handle 01. Then right hand, IK hand 01. Okay, looks great. I'm going to give it a save here, and we'll continue in a second.